Welcome to another episode of the Running Channel podcast. As ever, we will have a topic that we will dive deep into. We will have all the latest running news and we will answer your questions with the strict rule of 80% banter and just 20% science. That may vary. Today, we have a little bonus for you. We are joined by the lovely Tom Dunn, a man who, if you put him in a lineup of 1,000 runners with mug shots next to them, he would be the least expected person to be running an ultramarathon. However, that's actually happening.
He might be excited about it, but we can't quite tell yet. We've also got Rick Kelsey over here, former and current TV and radio host, who unfortunately can't claim now to have interviewed the last 7 prime ministers, but he can claim to have the most advanced skincare regime, so advanced that we still can't quite determine whether he's had Botox or not.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rick. I am here, and I also have written a little intro. A bit late to the game, but it is for you, Sarah.
Right, go on.
So buckle in, guys. Since moving to the countryside, Sarah's joined a running club. But don't worry about forgetting that, because you literally can't. Give her 5 minutes, and you'll be hit with a "at my running club," or "you'll never guess what happened on my run." It's like the opening to every story ever. A grade 8 singer, but only in very niche genres. Hits from the 1800s, chart toppers of the 2 to 40.
Beautiful.
He's gone in.
Yeah, and more recently, my fiance. But I'm not really sure what came first, the ring or the run club. Right.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
That is so true, Sarah. I've just noticed it, but I needed Tom to tell us. At my running club.
Every Tuesday night, there's a new fact about Letchworth.
Hey, look, guys, sorry, at least I have a hobby. But you know what? It's very topical because today we are talking all about, does running with someone else make you faster? So I've got some thoughts on this. I know you guys have some very specific thoughts on this. Also, we must give a shout out to Leonard Schmidt, who sent in part of that intro. Tom kind of derailed it a little bit, but we are without Andy today. So we start off by catching up. Tom, you're currently training for a half marathon. How's that going?
It's not bad, you know. I'm actually enjoying it. The weather dipped recently. I did a run that was 10 degrees lower than it had been for the last forever. Honestly, felt like I had rockets on me. It was an easy run, so I still went easy.
Yeah.
But it was just delightful. It was just like, felt like Baywatch.
It's August now. When is the half marathon?
End of August.
Okay.
End of August, yeah.
Are you ready?
So much confidence.
I mean, physically, I think I'm in the best shape of my life. I don't look it, but aerobically,
Deep down.
inside, I am. I'm pretty confident. I've enjoyed this training one, which is a shock to everyone at home and me. But yeah, I think we'll just do it. I mean, I've got Owen as well. P.O. Owen pacing me.
So where are you doing it?
Derby. Yeah.
So, I mean, I've got to say, as someone who's experienced Owen in a half marathon, he is excellent.
Is he?
To run with, yeah.
Much better
Rick
than...
runs away from everyone when he does a half marathon, so I'm not sure if he's there.
I mean, I've had Sarah pace me to everything so far on the channel. So,
Don't sound like that's such a
Is that
bad
such a
thing.
bad thing?
Oh, I've had
Yeah.
Sarah pace me.
not many PBs have come from it. So
That is not my doing, mate.
I suppose that's just something that comes with living and working with the same person.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's quite.
Yeah, we share.
So
Do you
It's
want
like-
to pass any more comment on that?
Let's move swiftly on. Rick, how's your running going?
I've really been enjoying summer running, which is not something, as you know, Sarah, I normally talk about because I don't necessarily enjoy running in the heat. But actually getting out early has been quite enjoyable. And I didn't think I'd say this because if I do a marathon next year, one thing I've really been looking forward to is training in the cool again. But I'm beginning to feel in this endless decent summer that we are having in the UK that I am actually acclimatizing. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I do feel that. I also quite like sometimes like training in quite hard conditions because I think sometimes if like the weather's perfect, if there's nothing that's kind of affecting your run, sometimes it can be a bit like, oh gosh, it's all on me. Whereas actually if you go out and you're like, this is less than ideal, it kind of feels like you've got something to work against, which I quite like in a weird way.
Isn't the wind your least favourite condition to run in?
Wind, not a fan, but heat, fine.
Why is the wind? What's up
It's
with
just
the
not
wind?
fair, is it? I'm trying really hard to go in one direction and it's blowing me back in the other.
Right.
But speaking of your training though, Rick,
Yeah.
now this is not 100% confirmed, but our little podcast family that we've got going on, I feel like I can share some potential spoilers. And if it doesn't happen, please don't be angry, guys.
Is this a
But
5K PB attempt?
it is a okay PV
Yeah.
attempt.
Oh boy.
So I decided on your behalf
Yes,
that you're in 5K PB shape.
because
We've been
a few
giving-
weeks back we did a parkrun together.
We did, yes. We've been throwing a few little sessions at you.
Yes.
And so potentially
Oh no,
in a few weeks' time, we might be getting an Olympian.
Andy.
No,
No.
a different one. To pace you to a 5K personal best.
Do I know this Olympian?
You might, yes.
Interesting.
I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say where. All I'm going to say is you make sure those little toes can run as fast as they can. Because they're going to need to go really, really
Well, the last
speedy.
time I did this was with you.
I know. See, look, everyone is upgrading from me being their pacer to someone else now.
All right, so we're basically going to go for a sub 22:30 5K PB.
Yeah, and that would be an all-time PB, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Tom, your 50K ultra
Yeah.
in December
Yeah.
this year. Why are you doing that?
Look at Rick's face. Why?
I really
Why on
don't
earth
know.
would you want to do it?
Well, in my head.
You don't like running.
No, well, I'm trying to change my brand a little bit.
Right.
I can tolerate running now.
Yeah.
But my favorite type of running is like that big, like UTMB, the big technical mountain stuff where
Yeah.
it's mainly more climbing than running and all of that stuff. And I really want to try it and do it myself. But the only way to do that is literally to run really far. So I've got to start somewhere. So yeah, why not?
Are you looking forward to it?
I actually am, because it's going to be December. I'm hoping, like Owen did it last year. Actually, Owen's on there a lot, isn't he? Can we just get in?
He gets a few mentions.
Owen did it last year, and it was Baltic. It was raining.
It was
the
raining,
entire-
wasn't it?
You know,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was saying that
Owen's looking,
he
giving
was
us a
having
harrowing look.
to
from
crawl
behind
up the
camera.
hills because there
Is
was
Sarah doing it with you?
no, just me. That's
No, I
fine.
think actually Owen offered to do it with him.
God, Owen offers everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, I know.
Gives himself
We were
away
in the
too
o-
easily.
We were in the office the other day and Tom was like, actually, I've got 2 spots. Who's going to pace me? And Owen, without thinking, like without
I'll do it.
looking up
I'll
from
do
his
it.
laptop,
I'll do
was
it.
like, I'll do it. And then he went, oh, hang on. Did I say that out loud?
Such a
I mean,
Kuno,
you
isn't
and Tom are
it?
going to have such a
50K
good
there.
day out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really thrive in that kind of awful, cold, muddy
Yeah.
conditions where I feel like I could die.
I think as well that's your specialty of like
Mm.
you love the kind of just head down, carry on, grind it out. I don't think you love it when it's like and run as fast as you possibly can.
No.
I think you need to like
I'm
take it
more
at your own
finish
pace.
line rather than finish time.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I just came up with that. God. Wow.
We
Yeah.
literally sold that on a t-shirt 5 years ago.
Yeah, I know, but it's
Like I can picture it in my
coming
head.
back in fashion, guys.
I think I had one of those t-shirts.
So it's a new month, and that means it's time for a new challenge.
Okay, so this month we decided that, you know, you might be training for a 5K PB. Thinking about the marathon, you need to have your body as a temple. Your body needs to be bulletproof. You need to find, in order to train for a marathon, balance. Do you know what I mean? That balance between your running life,
Yeah.
between your non-existent family life when you
My
try and do
my
some,
palms are sweating.
some parenting. What you really need to find is just general balance. So this month we've got you
A big
balance
frisbee.
board. So welcome to. We're holding it up. If anyone was watching this on YouTube, so we've got you
Yeah.
a little balance
It's solid.
board.
Oh, it was like a sound effect I used
So-
to do
Yeah.
when I used to work at Radio 1.
Can you hear it? So what we've got is it's a big wooden disc,
Yeah.
and then it's got a little plastic bit underneath. And essentially, what we need you to do is to just take this home and get balancing.
You can
What
do
this-
that while cleaning your teeth.
Yeah,
Right.
I really feel like this is a bit of you for
Washing the
multitasking.
dishes.
So essentially,
How is this going to help my running?
So this is predominantly working on your core strength, and I feel like it's something that a lot of runners neglect because your core is so important for when you're running. So if you can if anyone at the moment is looking to kind of level up, change that kind of 1% with their running, core strength can really be a key focus of that. There's obviously the typical planks, different core exercises, sit-ups, dead bugs, if anyone's ever done that with your legs. This is, I think, just quite a fun way of doing it. So really working on that kind of core stability, because that ultimately when you're running, you want to have that kind of structured core in order to keep you moving so that you don't collapse towards the end of a marathon.
Actually, this could be a really easy way to get S&C into your week.
Yeah. I mean, it's not kind of really heavy lifting strength training, but it is working on those little kind of micro movements that's going to help your stability, your coordination, your posture when you're running. And you can do so many different things with the balance board itself. So I'm going to keep it nice and simple for you. 2 things that we want you to do.
Go on.
Number 1, we want you to squat down on it.
Squat down. Okay.
Yeah. And then you're going to hold that squat. Start off building up to a minute, ideally building up to 2 minutes.
Right.
Then we also want you to try and do some press ups on it. We've got quite a narrow one for you. So you could start off just by having one hand on it and pressing up.
So you can do...
And then eventually build up to 2 hands on the...
Hang on, that's going to be harder to do with one. One hand
Not
pressing
necessarily, because you could just put one hand in the middle.
one hand on and one hand off.
Yeah,
oh, right, okay, yeah. All right. Well,
Rick's like, that one, I will do that one.
Yeah, well, let's see how long it is before my 5-year-old nicks it and hides it somewhere.
I mean, to be fair, it could be quite fun for that. I actually got one of these when I was at uni because I was doing a play that was on a raked stage. Do you know what that is? When it is basically like on a slope. So we were going to have to...
I forgot you got a master's in drama.
No, just a degree.
Oh, right, okay.
The master's in film and TV.
Oh, right, yeah. Both worthwhile.
We all got given a balance board to take home, and I was buzzing with this because our director was like really into health.
Yeah.
He loved running, loved like fitness. We used to do like circuits as a warm up to like our rehearsals.
Just for drama?
Yeah, and I was all in. So we had to take these balance boards home and balance on it every single day to get used to the fact that your like ankle was going to be on a rake stage for 90 minutes.
Did that come in useful when you was just being a rock?
Yeah. Hey, listen, Tom.
I was big.
Don't dismiss. I did drama as well.
You didn't you go on tour? A Shakespearean tour.
drama. Yeah,
You did the
That was his whole
Yeah.
degree, Shakespearean drama.
Yeah, and
Right, so
it's
what's your
really,
favourite-
really helped my career.
Yeah? What's your favourite Shakespeare quote?
I'm glad you asked me that. The
Excellent.
Tempest, Caliban, hast thou not dropped from heaven? Act 2, Scene 2.
Really?
Yeah.
That was almost delivered as well as Owen just did from his laptop.
I just wanted to check the act.
Absolutely stunning. You know what? And we want to say a huge thank you to Jeremy from the Running Channel community who suggested the balance board. So you will report back next week.
I can't
You will
wait.
spend every night
I
on your
can't
balance
wait.
board.
I cannot wait.
Perfect. Well,
This is-
stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Right. Should we talk about running with other people?
Yeah. Should we have a quick where we are on this? So, Tom, yes or no, do you enjoy it?
A nice treat, but mainly no.
Sarah?
Love it. Almost dangerously never want to run by myself.
Okay, so I'm pretty much in between the two of you. I always did not enjoy running with other people because I just felt the pressure of it. But now I've begun to see the benefits because I've been doing so much running with you guys recently of how much can it actually improve my overall running.
I think as well, like there are so many, it's obviously like as simple as run with other people or not, but there are so many different situations where you could run with other people. You've got social runs, hard workouts, pacing within a race, or are you running together? Or are you running with your friends, running with partner, running with groups or run clubs? There you go. I said the word run club. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Tom's not convinced. What is it giving you? Is it giving you accountability, motivation, visible progression? Should we start with elite runners and what they think?
Yeah, so, I mean, Kipchoge's talked about this, hasn't he? And he's talked about the importance of it, but that was in his 159 challenge because he was surrounded by that rotating diamond formation, wasn't it, of pacemakers.
Yeah.
Was that in Vienna? Or was
Yeah,
it
they did it twice. I think the time he broke it was in Vienna.
Yeah.
They also did it at the Monza race circuit, I think the first time. An incredible quote from Kipchoge was 100% of me is nothing compared to 1% of the whole team. Which I
You
think
just wouldn't have been able to do it without him.
and that is that kind of like high
bend,
performance
yeah.
situation where you need, and actually I can relate to that quite I'm going to talk about my running club here.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I
Go
need
on.
to give a disclaimer.
It's all right, yeah. Oh,
So-
running club.
every Tuesday I'd go and do a session with the club, and actually I would say more times often than not it might actually be that I'm running the session by myself. Like I haven't got like a pacing group around me, or I'm not necessarily running like alongside someone.
Is that because you've got no friends?
No, so I'm not fast
Right.
enough. But the being surrounded by other people that are running, I think, makes quite a huge difference. The same as like race day. If you've got other people around you, you're in the pen, it removes that element of like, oh, I might just stop and not do this.
Yeah, Mo Farah talked about how it simulated race conditions and brought about that competitive, sharp edge that he felt he needed that he would not have got. And Andy's talked about this when he was doing a lot of altitude training, that they would go out in the morning and they would go out in the afternoon, and they would push each other a heck of a lot more than if
That
they were
like
on their
friendly
own.
competitor.
Yeah.
You need
But-
someone to like work with, but also work against.
And I suppose if you come down the ladder from that elite level to recreational running, the same benefits occur.
Yeah, definitely. And Kelsey Price, who we had on the podcast, a phenomenal ultra runner, said there's something special about speed sessions on the track with friends. I've done so much running with friends over this year so far, so it doesn't even really feel like training, which I think is a really important part of it as well. Like sometimes running, you can kind of get a bit swept up in it, and it feels like everything comes down to that one moment, which perhaps when you're an elite runner, it might mean that. But for most of us, we are just recreationally running. And so actually the more fun you can make it, even if you are having to work really hard, surely the better it is.
Yeah, well,
Tom's like, yeah, I just don't like talking to people.
it really depends what it is for me. So recently I did one of my longest runs with you. You said, oh, can I come out on the bike?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
did you
No, well,
beg
did you-
me to come out
Did you
with you?
drag her out?
I don't know. You came out.
He
Yeah.
he bought me a bike for my birthday,
Yeah.
purely for this reason.
But that was, you showed me a new route
Yeah.
that we spoke about we just caught up, that we, not that
Had
we
a
see
little
each
chat.
other enough anyway, but like, yeah, we had a little chat, we planned a few things, and that was actually amazing, because that was quite hard. It was hilly, it was long, but I came away from that thinking, wow, that was really good. But at the same time, I think that was because you was on a bike. If he was running next to me, I'd still be the whole time being like, oh, it's just wasted miles for you. What's the point? I'm just getting annoyed.
You can tell you two are kind of newly engaged. For your birthday, you get a bike. When you're 7 years in, you get a bike on a key ring.
Is it also a bottle opener? That would be a useful
That's
gift.
useful.
So the actual, there is a fair bit of science behind this. So the pros to running with someone. Conversation is able to distract you. It can help you forget about fatigue. Also provides accountability, so motivating you to get out the door when there are days when all of us don't want to get out the door. And it can also increase that consistency and intensity of training. And I think kind of what that comes down to is if you've got a Wednesday where you always go out with someone who's relatively similar pace to you, you know that you will push yourself consistently at least once a week because you'll have a set pace that you can both go for when you go out on that run.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. There was a 2016 study by the University of Aberdeen, and they found that working out with a companion increased the amount of exercise people took, which I think is, and they said emotional support was more crucial than the running itself. So the social and supportive aspect directly contributes to greater exertion, which I think is so true, because if you are someone who enjoys running with other people, then you've got that appointment to be there. There's no kind of, oh, I'm going to shift this session, or oh, this thing's come up, so off I go. It's kind of that like almost duty bound thing of, oh, well, I've said I'll go out with these people, or I've said I've meet this person. Okay, I'm going to do it.
Does it also say that we actually secretly want to be pushed, and maybe we're not pushing ourselves as much as we could be if we're on our own?
Yeah, I actually find that I work harder because I'm so much kinder to the person that I'm running with. So like if I've ever done sessions or races with Tito from the Running Channel office, I'll find myself like out running with him, and I'll be like, you can go faster.
But you two are similar. You two are similar pace.
I do think that is a key thing.
So is this where this falls apart? So you two are great because you two go out together because you will run a half, a 10K pretty much the same. I mean, you'll be competitive,
Yeah.
but do you enjoy, and no offense to Tom, going out with a slower runner than yourself?
I think it's a
Go on,
different.
go on. How do you feel?
Well, no, I think it's different. I think
Your dinner tonight.
it depends
on
on it. Yeah, well, I can't cook, so I'm screwed if I mess this up. I think it is a different type of run, but I think I find it a shame that you don't like it when I come out and run with you, because if I'm coming out and running with you, then I should be secure in the fact. You should be secure in the fact that I want to do that run and we've like agreed on the pace or we've agreed what it is. But then I think sometimes like you beat yourself up because you're like, oh, I can't go as fast as Sarah would usually go for her easy run. But like I've accepted I'm going to come and run with you whatever the pace.
But you know what? That is a reason, but that isn't the crux of the reason. The reason is that you're not hurting as much as I am. If I was going out with a group of people all in the same boat as me,
yeah,
then I actually think I'd be so invested in it.
Yeah.
But like everyone I know working at the running channel is significantly faster than me because they've all been running for years or are superhumans. And it is like I'm doing a tempo session and that's slower than their easy run, and they're just like chilling, having a chat, could be walking, with the energy exertion they have. And I'm there like,
That's very relatable. That is very relatable, like for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But does that also help push you to train
yeah, that's
harder?
the thing. Like if someone said, okay, I'll come and pace you for this, how do you feel then?
yes, because then they're doing a job. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Like there's a purpose
So
for
they
them
need
to
to be a
there.
teacher role, but it can't. I'm guessing then for an easy run, it doesn't work
No,
because like they're
so
chilling.
for like
you're
most
finding
of
it
my
hard.
running,
Yeah,
it's pointless.
It's worth saying there's no right or wrong answer here. If you are someone listening to this who's like, I literally can't relate to wanting to run with other people, that's fine. That to be honest is the majority of my running over the years until I joined my running club. Was just by myself, and I actually do really enjoy training like that. And I do think it's powerful to be able to go out and run by yourself, because it might be that some people started running through a Couch to 5K group or with a group from work or with a group of friends, and they might never have gone out and run by themselves. And maybe that's a challenge. Like if you've only ever done it one way, either try running with other people or try running by yourself and see if you like it.
There is also, though, even if you don't like running with other people, the benefit of doing it once or twice just to check you're doing things in the right way. So after my injury, there's my own.
Yeah.
I went out with a friend in North London.
Yeah.
On the mighty hills of North London, and I've talked about this a little bit before about how my stride changed. So I was kind of it's now pretty much back to normal, my cadence, but I was overstriding. And they
really?
noticed it, and
Yeah,
they said,
and they can
right, you
point
need
it
to pull
out.
that back a bit, because obviously there's a
Yeah.
risk of injury there. And they pointed out by me going out, and it was also beneficial that they could take me to places and new running routes that I didn't know about that
Yeah.
were on my doorstep. I was like, oh, have you checked out this place here? And I'm like, oh yeah, that mixes it up a little bit. That's great.
Yeah. There was a survey that revealed that 87% of runners who train with a friend believe their partner helps with motivation and overall performance. So exactly what you're saying. I think it can really, really help. But equally, there are some days where I'm just like, I don't want to talk to someone. I just want to go out, run, listen to a bit of High School Musical in my ears, chill.
Well, a lot of it is also like I use running a lot just to, like decompress from the day or run through a few things in my head that I haven't really had the time to think about, or like just kind of get my act together a bit. And it's hard to do that if you're running with a friend, or especially if it's like someone like Jess, when it's just the meaning of life
positive.
just in your ear the whole
I
Yeah,
think
I know what you mean. I mean, decompressing your day, there's actually a lot of science behind. You solve a lot of the problems that you have from your work life when you're not working,
Yeah.
and a lot of the problems that you have with your children when you're not with your children.
Yeah.
Because you have time
Time and space.
to get away from it. Because when I'm in the hot tub, right, that is my best time
Is that your best thinking
to put my life back together.
Oh, really?
So when someone comes in it and gets a phone out and they're looking at the phone, I'm like, this is not the point.
Is there no
of the hot tip.
phone zone?
No phone zone.
You got a sign. You should get a sign.
I should get a sign actually. Yeah. Could you bill
It's
me one?
kinda-
I could make you a sign.
It's kind of like what Andy always talks about of like every run should have a purpose. I think that extends beyond like what is the individual run doing. It's like what is the individual run adding to your life? Is it a social element? You're going to go train really hard, try and chase those running endorphins, train with other people, push yourself a little bit further, feel that gratification from working a bit harder? Or is it a solo, easy run, out you go, zone in, music in or no music, listen to the surroundings, get some zen, solve all your life problems? Or is it a race where you want to be surrounded by thousands of people or no people at all and be out in nature?
Yeah, I take that point, but on the training runs, aren't most of the purposes the same? To get fitter, to maintain, to build.
Yeah, but then I think there's
To
like
enjoy.
recovery runs,
Yeah.
interval sessions,
I see what
long
you mean.
runs. Each
I see what you mean.
little run has a little component of like what your overall arching
That's a
goal
bit
is.
like what Josie was saying last week when she was talking about how if your aim is to run 50k like Tom's doing, or from Land's End to John O'Groats, if you're in America, do you know what Land's End to John O'Groats is?
It's the length of the UK.
There you go.
Which is probably like quarter of a state.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
probably running from like New York to Boston.
Yeah, and if you think my only aim is to get across that 50k ultra finishing line, then actually there's a good chance you might not do it because you've not set your individual targets throughout.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why
Yeah.
I've got a half at the moment. Then I'm going to build up to a marathon, and then 50k at the end of the year.
Yeah, and
I've
even
gone-
like the
and
hours
then-
and minutes
yeah,
in between.
for sure.
Yeah.
Great, very interesting. Do let us know what you think. Do you like running with other people or do you prefer running by yourself? And right, should we go through some questions?
Today's question comes from Emmanuel Galando in London. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thanks for the science and hello to the wider running community. My question is, I sometimes run with my wife. She's a bit slower than me and we recently got a running buggy as well. All right, he's a pro. When I go out with her or the baby, my performance score on Garmin and SVO2 max take a massive hit and go down a lot as if I'm losing fitness. I'm just taking it easy and going slower in zone 2. Does this count as a recovery run? And why are my metrics so badly affected? It takes time to build up after these runs. So you should just iron out what a performance score is. So a performance score is, say you run 6 minutes per kilometer and your heart rate's normally 130 beats per minute on average. Your watch looks at that and goes, well, that's where you're at. The next time you go out, if your heart rate's 10 beats per minute lower, that would then affect your performance score, suggesting you've got fitter. However, if it's 10 beats per minute faster, it could suggest you're not as fit as your average. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you get that score usually kind of between 6 and 20 minutes into your run, and that is like taking a assessment of like how you are on that day. So depending on like what you're doing in that specific warm up, it could show that you're either feeling great, you're super prepared.
Yeah.
I think the score's usually between -20 and 20. Most people, it's kind of sitting between -5 and +5. If you get more than +5 on a Garmin, it's a great day.
Yeah.
There could be a number of things happening here. Firstly, if you're going out and running with a running buggy, it might be that your watch just isn't able to kind of work as much because it's not tracking lots of different things if you are like one hand on the buggy. So potentially like swapping what wrist you're putting it on. The other
You
thing
can change that though, the wrist settings, can't you?
yeah, so it might be that you need
Left
to
to right.
update it,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
it might be that you need to like push with one hand and then keep your arm swinging. It shouldn't necessarily. It should still be looking at your like heart rate data and stuff. But
There's the
that
buggy weight
might
as
be
well,
a
though,
factor.
that's going to affect it.
Yeah,
You're-
so that will affect your pace. What I would say is that from reading what you've written in, it doesn't look like the kind of the running with the buggy or running with your wife is like a consistent thing that's happening in your routine. So if you look at kind of the data that you're giving your watch, you're probably giving it like a consistent week of training. And then I'm assuming maybe like a few times a month, you'll go out and run with a buggy, or you might go out and run with your wife. Very similar to, and this is probably Garmin needs profiles for like run with wife or like running buggy run, in the same way that we always say, like, if you are going out and doing a trail run, log it as a trail run on your watch, because that is
It'll be
specific.
kinder to you.
Yeah, because it's specifically like notes, okay, it's a trail run, so the terrain is a little bit harder, the elevation is going to be a little bit harder, that's going to affect your pace, that's going to affect your heart rate, so it takes that into account before like massively adjusting your VO2 max. Whereas if you are just doing the kind of odd occasional run and it is a lot slower than your usual kind of easy run pace, that might be what's affecting it, just because it's so different to what's happening in the rest of your usual routine.
It is an endorphins boost though, isn't it, when your performance condition score goes up?
It's not necessarily going up, it's just if it's high on a particular day.
Yeah. A question from the club. This is one of the heated debates that's going on in the Running Channel Club. We had one recently, which is basically you two about which was more painful. Now, I kind of think there's an obvious answer here. So 5K, short, sharp and brutal, or a marathon where the slow burn is real?
See, I know what everyone's going to say, but I'm kind of in the team that's voting for a 5K.
You're just wrong though.
But I just feel like the pain of a marathon is squeezed into 5K. So it's just as painful,
No, but the recovery of a 5K is so much quicker. You can do a you can go for a 5K again in a couple of days.
I think that's a different question,
Why?
because I think like
You have to look at the knock-on
actual-
effect, surely. Like a marathon, I remember when I did my marathon, I was getting DOMs halfway through the marathon, you know? And then
That's
there was a
odds.
20-minute walk back to the hotel that felt like I was climbing Everest.
Then you had a nap.
Then I had a nap and I couldn't get out of the bed because I was frozen from all my muscles. It was
Crazy.
horrible. It was just
Yeah.
horrible.
And you
Yeah.
get to do that again and 8K longer.
Yeah, I do.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Sarah. So an all-out 5K. So there's nothing left.
From the first step, it hurt.
But you could
Yeah.
still go out for dinner in the evening if you did that in the
That
morning.
is true. You do get instant kind of recovery
Yeah.
feeling, but,
But
sometimes the DOMs after a 5K.
I know what you mean. In the moment, I have been in
awful.
5Ks where it's been a lot more painful recently than any half marathon I've done.
Yeah, I feel like a marathon is kind of just like a dull pain
Well,
that lasts for a week, whereas a 5K is,
In the moment.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the moment is like running on the
death.
sun.
Yeah.
Currently, 39% think the all-out 5K is tougher. And 61% believe the marathon is.
Right, well, I might be on my own in my thinking though. We also,
Maybe we need a more technical question, where it's like in the moment or holistic.
Yeah.
longer term. All right, we'll do another poll.
We did a really fun club episode this week.
So we do extra episodes of the Running Channel podcast, and we did a series a while back where myself, Rick and Andy all chose or created our Holy Grail race. What would the terrain be like? What would the distance be like? What would we want to eat afterwards?
It's where Andy introduced us to running on pine needles.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Rick's, as you can imagine, was absolutely ridiculous. I think we even went down to like what the medal would look like and would we get a goodie bag or anything like that. But we thought it was about time that we got producer Owen's verdict on what his Holy Grail race would be.
And it's not in Wales.
It's not in Wales, but it is to do with sheep.
Yeah.
So if you are...
Think about the country
Yeah.
if it was on the other side of the world and was not Wales,
Yeah.
but might look like Wales.
And the sheep to people ratio was
Yeah,
the same.
what type of country would that be?
Yeah.
Is there a famous trilogy filmed there?
There might be.
Potentially.
That could be the case.
Interesting.
So if you're interested in that, then go and check out the extra episode of the Running Channel podcast. If not, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.